Hi, this is Deb Sinkus. I'm here to give you a short tour of all the pieces of CRO Flow. It's a conversion rate optimization, project management, and process management app for Monday.com. So the first board that we're going to look at is the research tracker, because that's where the CRO programs begin, is with conducting research, looking to see what your situation is and your metrics. So this board comes as a board template. It has an awful lot of stuff already built for you. And in summary, each piece of research that you do is an item, and you note your observations underneath. You'll notice there's some gamification up here at the top of the board, but we also have a special way to be able, let's do full screen view there. We have a special way to be able to create an idea and automatically cross-link it back. So that's what this form does. This allows you to select multiple observations, which in the world of Monday are sub-items, and then create an idea and send that idea over to the idea tracker board and automatically cross-link it back. So if you want to see how that works, please watch the detailed videos for the research tracker. There's a task board. It is just a task board that connects to all the other boards. So it has related connections to all of them so that you can really keep the clutter out of your main workflow. And this way here, if you have some tasks that need to be done by other people, other departments, maybe people aren't directly part of the CRO program, you have a place to put it. It's grouped by the type of task it is, and then you can organize that. So I just wanted to show that. The idea tracker is the next most important board. In fact, it's probably the most important board by my definition. And this is where you organize the ideas that come out of your research and you prioritize them to decide which ones are the ones most worthy of doing A/B testing experiments with. So you'll note that there's a leaderboard and some gamification at the top again. We have a little bit of a random quote that kind of comes up because there's no button on this particular board. And there are two methods. There is a PXL-based method for rating your ideas, creates the score right here, and then we keep track of whether or not we have fully prioritized the score there. Or you can use the other board. So this is the PI version. This is a different prioritization methodology. We support this as well, potential importance at ease, and then there is your priority score underneath the PI method and your prioritization progress column still again. Both the idea tracker PXL method and the idea tracker PI method both connect to the idea cards. So let's open those up. CRO idea cards. And CRO idea cards are best seen full screen. So let's do that. It's a full screen kind of view. So I have a whole video about CRO idea cards and what everything does here, but as you can tell, it's a very unique and visual way to work with your information and your ideas during the ideation phase of your CRO program. We have a very simple hypothesis builder, deceptively simple, I like to call it, because basically it's very important that you be able to describe exactly why you're going to do a test and make sure that everyone is very clear on what the test is going to prove or disprove. And this helps make sure that you do that. And then the hypothesis builder also acts as a connection point to other parts of the system so that we can trace all the way back from an experiment all the way back to its original root research and the observations from that research that ended up developing into a test. And then, of course, there is an experiment tracker. That's very important for you to know what's going on and for you to be able to track those. Each variant of your test becomes a sub-item in this methodology. So you can, of course, put as many as you like in here, whether you're doing multivariant testing or just doing A/B testing, both of which will work. And the experiment board, again, as I mentioned, it kind of just, it links back to everything else and gives you all the information you need to be able to record exactly how successful was that test, how many visitors, conversions, conversion rate, all of that sort of information. So a bit of a teaser about the experiment tracker. We do plan in a future version to have additional metrics up here. Things like velocity of your test, the stage of your test, etc., wins, losses, that sort of thing. We'll put a little bit more up here in future versions. Now let's just quickly look through the dashboards. There are multiple dashboards. There's one for your research. There's one for your ideas. They look very similar, actually, these two. There's one for experiments, win-loss, velocity, things like that. Program management, how well is the program doing overall? And of course, no Monday.com program overview would be complete without llamas. So we have llamas from the research board, and then what we call experimental llamas, which experiments did you finish? We finished the higher newsletter one. And then we have some program stats as well. We have some metrics here. We keep track of how the program's doing overall with velocity and revenue impact. And then we even have a CRO Flow support dashboard. We want to make it super easy for you to find what you need. The documentation links are here. Overview videos are down here. So everything you need to be able to, you can open a support request by clicking this. There's a support request form. Speaking of form, I did talk about how there was a form that comes with it. Let's go to that really super quick. The idea submission form comes with it. So we have a little share your improvement ideas with the team. This is intended to be shown and used by people outside of the CRO team who are not on the board. So it's set up to be anonymous, and they can just tell you what their idea is and what page it relates to, etc. And of course, that goes into your idea board so that you can evaluate it. All right, so that's your tour of CRO Flow.